I don't know if I have enough pulls for another 5-star, but I should have enough because I have pity built up. Because I was trying to get the other girl, the girl that has, I don't know, Yo-Ho, Yo-Ho the little girl, Yo-Ho the pirate. Heck was Gao. Or is it Yo-Woo-Hoo? You-Hoo? You-Ho? Yao-Who? Yao-Ha. Yo, huh? Alright, let's go. 3, 2, 1. 1 pull. I mean 10 pulls. Well, this is 30 pity. I don't care. And I really don't care. I'm gonna, if it's the 4-star, I'll keep clicking through. Oh, 5-star. That was quick. That's like 40 pity. Oh, ran right here, right here. Yes! Everyone shut up. She has red hair. She's so cool. That was really quick. Oh wait, I can go for her weapon now. And the weapon is guaranteed if you get a 5-star. Instant. Nope. Nope. Why? You're not even on this banner. You're on the other banner. Why are you here? I don't like Yang Yang. The other 2 characters would have been fine. I don't have C6 Alto yet, even though I don't really want it, but he's cool. And Denjin would have been really good because I like Denjin. Alright, here we go. Lock in. Okay, never mind. What is my pity on this banner? Probably like nothing. I don't know, but it's like 0 pity basically. This is last 10 pull, I think. Unless I can squeeze out another one. Nope. Oh, these things are back. The shop reset. Alright. Here we go. Please be a 5-star. Oh, ooh, I don't like that guy. Last pull, come on. Streamer luck. I'm streaming right now to everybody. Nope. Oh yeah. I don't even know how to use her, but she spins around a lot. That's cool. So, what the heck is this? We can search out energy is full. Consult, touch, tap, PC, press, gamepad, press. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. So, just fill up her forte, and then press E, and then normal attack. 1, 2, 3, 4. She's so good. And then burst. Boom! Marina's so short they can't even hit her with a bow. How do I get out of this state? Get me out of here! Oh, you press E. I can't move. Guys, come closer. I can't hit you. Maybe it's when she has her outro skill. 5K, dude. That's sick. She's cool, I just still don't know how to use her. I think now is probably a good time for me to explain a bit how she works and give like a little guide if you want to use her. So basically you'll want to use your other characters first, and then do all your setting up, all your buffing, swap to characters, and then get your outro skill, and then you swap into Camellya, and then you can hold whatever button it is to normal attack for you, and that'll deplete her forte meter and also fill her concerto gauge. Once her concerto gauge is full, then you can use the ephemeral skill, which pretty much replaces your normal skill. It'll have like a purple animation around it, so you'll know when you have it. And then you use that and it does big damage, and then it'll refill your forte meter so you can keep normal attacking. And once that runs out, your concerto gauge should be full again, and then you can swap off of her to do an outro skill. Usually I like to use the Dreamless Echo, and then I use that and instantly swap off. So I just do that and then swap, and it'll still go off. And then you can just restart your rotations. And as for her burst, you can just kind of use that whenever. Usually I find that it's easiest to use it right after you use her ephemeral skill. So after you fill up your Concerto gauge, you use her big nuke skill, and then you just use her burst right after that. She's pretty simple. All you really do is just hold down left click when you're in your Blossom mode, and once your gauge fills up, then you use your skill, and then you keep holding down normal attack, and then you swap off. Now, as far as weapons go, I think obviously her signature is her best option. I think second best is going to be this standard 5-star Emerald of Genesis that you can get from the standard banner. It gives the same amount of attack and crit as her signature, just with a slightly worse effect. Cheng-Li's signature weapon, Blazing Brilliance, is a decent option just for the stats that it gives, the crit damage and the attack. The effect gives attack, which is nice, but everything else about it isn't really that useful, and it's not gonna matter that much. But just for the stats that it has, it's a decent weapon. You shouldn't pull for this just for her, but it's a good option if you have it and don't really want to use it on anyone else. For 4 stars, Commando of Conviction is a decent option. It's always just a good option. It's a solid stat stick with a bunch of attack percent. If you buy the battle pass, the sword Looming Gloss is really good on her. Gives you attack percent, basic attack damage. So it's a really good option if you want to get it or if you already have it. Another pretty good option is the event weapon in the event that's going on right now, the Somnium Labyrinth. So it gives a bunch of attack percent and crit rate. It's probably one of her best options. So if you have this weapon from this event, then it's a really good option to use for her. Probably your best free-to-play option. So in summary, her signature is her best, obviously. Emerald of Genesis is second best. Somnoir's Anchor is probably her next best. The Battle Pass sword is probably her next best option if you buy a Battle Pass. And if not, you can just use any other stat sticks for her that give crit or attack percent or basic attack. Anything like that is good. For the Echoes, it's really simple. All you really want to do is get the 5-piece of the Havoc set, Sun Sinking Eclipse. If you don't have that, you can probably just go for like the attack set, which is just a decent set, but I would definitely highly recommend going for the Havoc set as it's her best option. For her active Echo, you probably want to use Dreamless. The only reason I recommend this over Crownless is the fact that Dreamless is way easier to use. All you have to do is press it once and then it goes off, and you can just swap out, or you can do whatever else you want. I find it a lot easier to use than Crownless, although Crownless does give you a 12% Havoc damage bonus when you use it. It's definitely a good option if you have a really good one. I just don't prefer to use it myself because of how much time it takes up to use. You have to swing like 3 or 4 times, and it takes up a lot of field time. But if you don't mind that, you can definitely go for Crownless. For her 3-cost Echoes, you definitely want to go double Havoc damage bonus. But if you only have one or you don't have any good Havoc damage bonus pieces, attack percent is also a decent replacement. But you should definitely go for at least one Havoc damage bonus piece, because Havoc damage is a bit better than attack percent. You can definitely swap one piece over to attack percent if it's a lot better, it has like way better substats. You can definitely do that if you have a good piece. And for her 1-cost Echoes, obviously you just want to go double attack percent. It's pretty straightforward. Now for her substats, you're definitely going to want as much crit rate and crit damage as you can, preferably having double crit on every piece. The next best stats are probably basic attack damage, attack percent is a really good one. Energy regen I think is a decent option, and resonance liberation damage isn't a wasted stat, so it's definitely good to have. But it's not her main source of damage, so it's not as good as the other ones. Still a good option though if you roll it. Now for her teams, her best option is probably going with Sanhua and Shorekeeper. Sanhua's good here since her outro skill buffs basic attack damage, and most of Camellya's kit involves basic attacks. And Sanhua actually does some pretty good damage herself if you invest into her, or if you have any of her resonance chain. So she's a pretty solid option, definitely one of the best. Another pretty good option is Danjin. Danjin is actually pretty good in this team, mostly since her outro skill buffs Havoc damage, which is really good, because obviously Camellya does Havoc damage. Danjin is honestly a really good character. She does a lot of damage herself. The only issues with her in this team is that she takes up a lot of field time. You might not have that much time on Camellya, since some of it will be taken up by Danjin. It's not the worst thing though, because Danjin actually does pretty good damage too. The other issue is that I find Danjin to be quite hard to use, since she drains her own HP to the point where you're either going to want a really good healer or some sort of shielder or something like that. But if you like her, she's a really good option, and I would definitely recommend it. Having any of her resonance chains will probably make her better too, I know her S6 is pretty good. It increases the attack of all your party members, so that'd be a really good one to have if you have it. If you don't have it, it's fine too. She's still a pretty good unit. Another thing you can do for your second slot is have a really good sub DPS unit, just for some extra damage. Now these units won't really buff Camellya herself, but they'll do a lot of off-field damage, which is also nice. Some options you can use are Jeje, Yinlin, you could even use Mortify, or even Yang Yang, but these options won't be as good as the other ones. But if you like the character, you can use them. Another good option here is actually Havoc Rover. They do a lot of damage, and they're very accessible since everyone has access to them. Now Havoc Rover doesn't really do much else in this team, like buffing your team or anything like that. The only thing they're here for is being a secondary DPS unit, and they're pretty good at doing that, so if you like them, then you can definitely use them. Now for your last slot, I would definitely recommend either some sort of buffer or healer. Shorekeeper's probably going to be your best option, since she can buff your crit rate and crit damage. She can also buff you in other ways, like using her signature weapon or any of the active echoes that she uses. Fallacy's good for increasing your energy regen and attack, and the Bellborn is good for giving you a solid shield, which Camellya definitely appreciates. But if you don't have Shorekeeper, you can definitely still use Verena. Verena's a really good option at buffing. She gives a lot of attack, and she can still hold the healing set, which buffs your attack even more. She can also hold the same active echoes that Shorekeeper would, either buffing your attack or giving you a shield, so Verena's a really good option if you have her. If you don't have either of those options, you can definitely go for Baizha. Baizha actually heals pretty well, and she can hold the healing set, which will increase your attack. She doesn't buff you as much as Shorekeeper or Verena would, but she can definitely provide some healing and a bit of buffs from her echoes. She's also a really solid free-to-play option since everybody gets her through the main story quests. Another pretty solid option if you have her is Janshin. Janshin can give you healing and also a surprisingly good shield. The only issue with her is that activating her shield can take a lot of field time, but having a shield is definitely good, plus the healing that she provides. And her outro skill can actually buff liberation damage by 38%, so that could be pretty good for your sub DPS or if you just want to swap to Camellya from her and get the liberation damage bonus. She's definitely a solid option if you have her and want to use her. As for her resonance chain, if you want to get any of them, S1 is definitely really good. It increases your crit damage by 28% basically for free just by casting your intro skill. It also makes you immune to interruption while casting your ephemeral skill, which is your big nuke skill. So it's definitely a solid quality of life feature. Her S2 is also pretty good, just gives her 128% increased damage to her ephemeral skill. So definitely a very solid damage increase. Her S3 is actually pretty good. It increases your liberation damage by 50%, which is pretty good. But more importantly, when you're in budding mode, her attack is increased by 58%, which is quite a bit and makes it a really solid early stopping point if you want to go for it, but definitely not necessary since she's already a really good unit at S0. Her S4 is pretty good since casting her intro skill gives 25% basic attack damage to your whole team, and that includes Camellya, so it's definitely really good for her and also decent for your other teammates if you care about their basic attack damage. Her S5 is definitely her weakest one, but it's definitely still good since it increases your intro and outro skill damage. It's just not as big of an increase to your damage as your other nodes are. Her S6 is a bit interesting. This first part basically just increases your ephemeral nuke damage by a little bit, which is nice, but this second part essentially gives you a second nuke skill after you use your first one, and it'll also recover 50 Crimson Pistols, which is your forte bar, and put you in budding mode, essentially making your budding mode last for twice as long. So basically, when you swap into her, you basic attack to start building up your first Concerto bar to use your first nuke, and then after you use that, you'll build it up again, and then you'll be able to use a second nuke. This can also let you stay in budding mode for pretty much forever if you can time it correctly, but that might not be very optimal since your buff duration wouldn't last for that long. But it's good if you want to finish off a boss that's on low health, but it's especially good if you just want to solo with Camellya. Now for her forte, you definitely want to get these nodes first since they're just solid increases to her damage overall. And you should definitely also get these 4 since they just increase her crit damage by a free 16%. The attack percent ones are nice, they just give you a free 12% attack. Now for her priorities, you definitely want to focus on her skill, forte, and liberation mostly. Her normal attacks are definitely not as necessary since these normal attacks are not the same ones as the ones that you use when you're in your budding mode. Those basic attacks are tied to your skill, so upgrading your skill increases your basic attacks when you're in your blossom mode, so this is definitely one of her priorities to upgrade. As for her forte circuit, it just increases her ephemeral damage, which is her big nuke skill, so it's a really high priority as well. And her burst is obviously just her burst damage, so upgrading that will just increase your burst damage, which is really solid. Not as good as the other two, but definitely a solid option, since it has a pretty high scaling. And you can pretty much ignore her intro skill since it doesn't really have that high of a scaling and it's not that great. The only thing you really use your intro skill for is regenerating your forte circuit so you can go into your blossom mode quicker. If you want to, you can upgrade it, but it's definitely not a very solid damage increase, so I wouldn't recommend it. I love how she just swings around. She's like Spider-Man. Yeah. Crit damage, crit damage. This could be good. Okay, this last stat isn't crit rate, it's a trash piece. Basic. Oh, it's kind of good though. I don't have that many pieces. I think I have some on Rover. This is a good one. I want this. I got a lot of pieces that have Havoc damage bonus. So I have a lot of chances to get good pieces for her. Crit rate. Not a very high roll. But it could get crit damage. Basic attack, that's good. Defense. Okay, I'll max this out. And if it doesn't get a good stat, I'll throw it. Oh, that's good. Okay, I'm glad I did that. Double crit. Crit damage? Hopefully he gets crit rate. It's a really high crit damage roll too. And liberation. Crit rate. Please get crit damage. Yes! Okay, and that's a pretty high roll. Not very good other stats, but it's double crit, so I don't care. And crit rate. Kind of hope this doesn't get crit damage, but also I kind of do hope it gets... Okay, no. Please, double crit, no crit at all. That works too. Double crit right here. Boom. Crit damage. Dang it. Crit damage and basic attack. No. Crit damage. Basic attack. Oh, please get crit rate. I will kiss the floor. I don't know what the floor did, but I will kiss it if this gets crit rate. No! Sorry, floor. Not today. I hate this game. Why do you not give me crit rate? And surely it gets crit rate. Please, 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 please. I hate you. You're gonna have to make me go all the way to 25. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Crit damage and basic attack. Please get crit rate. I just want one crit rate. One. No. This better be a good piece because I used all of my resources on it. Well, wasn't that good. Honestly, I might keep it for now. It's pretty low on the crit rate. She gets a couple of more from upgrading this. How much more does this give? This gives 2 extra crit rate. That's so cool. Wait, does she get crit rate ascension? Please. Oh, wait, no, she gets crit damage. Ugh. I mean, for now, she's alright. She's okay. I just don't have her talents leveled. Ugh, I don't want to farm these. I need to upgrade these too. Oh, I need so many drops. Okay, let me get her up to max ascension first. And then I'll grind out these stupid mob drops. Didn't crit. Well, I mean, she killed him. Oh my goodness, 72k. That's pretty good. We're having like a level 6 talent. That's insane. Please 5 drops. Yes, okay, good. Now I don't have to farm this guy anymore. Now I need 8 of these. Should be pretty easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh. 8. And an extra for good measure. I need 4 of these. I'm cheating. Alright, time for a farming montage. Can't wait. Hooray. Ooh. Oh. Alright, let's see where that gets us. I can do this one. That's pretty good. I can do these two. That's pretty good. Let me craft more. I should be able to craft quite a few. I'll do this and this. I need 3. I need 6 of those, and I need 5 of those. And then I'm just gonna do this because I don't care. So I'll get this, this. I think I will upgrade this, and this, and this. All right, this should be pretty good. The only issue I have is crit rate. I think maybe I can get a good crit rate piece. Defense, okay. Not off to a good start. Crit rate, that's not what I really want, but that is a good substat. It's gonna easily get crit damage and like 22 crit damage. Boom, okay, defense percent. I'm actually running out of upgrade materials. Please crit damage. Oh, yes, okay. Oh my goodness. And this one's better than this one, so I think I'll just put this one into this one. Well, that's a bit overkill, but sure, I don't really care. Get basic attack damage and resonance liberation damage. Okay, basic attack, that's good. This is a really good piece. 90 to 220, that's actually not that bad. Well, okay, actually, on my Echo, I can now switch this one out to something that has crit damage. This one, oh, this one's pretty good. So now, I'm actually at 80, 230, that's pretty good. Everything else is pretty much perfect. This one just needs crit rate, and then it would be perfect. And also I'm missing her weapon, but I will pull for that right now. Aw, that would have been funny. Alright, that was successful. Let's see how much she does now. Let's first test her out on some random boss first, like, what's a good boss to test on? Monkey? 130k? Let's see how much the burst does. I have no idea, he died too quick. Alright, here we go. Let's see this big damage. Please get back here. I did not detonate. I did not detonate. I missed. Okay, that's fine. I don't care. I didn't crit. There's... Dude. I hate you. You missed. I quit. That guy is stupid and dumb and I hate him a lot. Well, that was a bit rude. I'm sorry. It wasn't even his fault. It was honestly my fault that I didn't crit, but... I don't care. Shut up. And now, to end it off, we just get her weapon. Next pull. Right now, we just get her weapon. It's that easy. Yes, okay. That was first try. Nice. 40% basic attack damage for 10? For 10 what? 10 hours? 10 days? 10 milliseconds? I guess now we test it on the monkey. So before we were doing like 150k around, maybe a little less than 150, but alright. How much are we doing now? I don't even know how much that was. It was at least a lot. Let's try a hologram. Wait, come back. Please come back. Alright, how much damage? Almost 200k. And burst, how much? 74. That's not bad. That's... Wait, that's kind of insane. 200k? 200k is insane. And honestly, she could be a lot better. I don't have max talents, or I don't have bees unlocked. This is pretty good though. What did we learn today? We learned that Camellya is good. Okay, bye.